What is a real estate option, just to define it for you? And again, some of you are coming in here, you're completely green, you don't know a lot about real estate investing, so I don't want to go too far over your head here, but basically a lot of these guys, they're talking about buying houses. It's very simple to think in terms of, I bought a house, I fixed it up and resold it. Some of you may have bought a car, fixed it up and resold it. You might have bought a widget or a set of golf clubs, fixed it up, cleaned them up, and resold them. So that's kind of a simplistic way to think about real estate investing. Wholesaling, which we've mentioned a million times here, is really flipping paper more than flipping real estate. You get a house under contract, you find somebody who wants to buy your contract, and so they're buying the paper. An option is similar in a lot of ways to wholesaling, but if you combine it with a lease, which we'll talk about here in just a moment, you also can get the benefits not just of the appreciation of that property, but also cash flow on that property without actually having ownership. And as Jeff talked about during his testimonial time, he was able to just sell his option because he had an option, which we talk about right here. It says that a real estate option is a contract that gives a person or an entity the right to purchase real estate at a predetermined price for a certain period of time. So he had tied this guy's house up, and now this guy, I guess, wanted to sell it to somebody else, but he couldn't sell it to somebody else because Jeff had an option. And so the only way the guy could get away from that option is to buy Jeff out. So he paid him money to cancel that option. But Jeff had that exclusive right to buy the property at a set price for a certain period of time, and that had value. Okay? Those options have value. A contract has value. An option has value. And so the one most important part of the option, and where the term, obviously, option comes from, which is different than a lease purchase. A lease purchase is combined with an actual contract where you obligate yourself to purchase. But a lease option, or a real estate option, is basically, it only binds one party to perform, and that's the seller. So in these situations, when we get into these options, we have a lot more flexibility, we have a lot more control in the situation, and we're able to basically control real estate, but have that out, have that option to not buy it. And that's really one of the powers or the important parts of what an option is.